if you run a nail salon or if you run a bunch of nail salons, listen, because you might hear something interesting. All right, let's get to it. Hello, welcome to another episode of Hi TNG. So today I want to talk to you about a case study. This is a client that I've been working with for some time, and I wanted to share our story with you, and I think it'd be really helpful. And so I wanted to give you a little bit of you know um, where it was to where it's at now. Um, so come along. All right. So this nail salon, I cannot give you the name. They don't want me to share their names. But we are going to cover everything that we did, from going to earning 5 figures a year to 5 figures a month. Let's get to it. All right, so let me set the picture of the state that I found the business under. Um, this is a nail salon that was purchased by three partners, one silent partner and two um, active managers, I guess I would say. They purchased a nail salon in the suburbs of New Jersey, and the salon was run down and um, didn't have any like website or like Instagram account, like no social media basically. So, and you know what? There are a lot of businesses out there today in 2025 that do not have any social media presence. And it's really a huge opportunity for me, but it's also a huge opportunity for them, right? For the businesses. Because at the end of the day, you want to showcase what you're about. So, um, let's keep on going. So the previous owners, they were not tech savvy and basically had just a regular money and petty. Nothing special, nothing that stood out, right? It's like one of those like nail salons that you could just drive by and it would not like intrigue you or get your attention. So guess what we did? We did a business audit, my specialization, on the 5 items that I always concentrate on: client experience, quality of service, added value, location, atmosphere, and client's ROI. Um, what was great about this is that this is what I found out. So, first, client experience. So you know how, like, on Google and Yelp, you can have reviews, even though the business has not been claimed, you can always have reviews. So actually, what was great is that you had like these guys, this nail salon had great reviews and some bad ones, but like the bad ones in my mind they don't count, because people that are angry like always leave bad reviews, right? So I didn't pay so much attention. I paid attention to the really really good ones, um because that's where you see what your competitive advantage is. That's where you see what people like about you, and this is the holy grail. All right. So the reviews were like the good reviews were really good, and they pointed out some things that were really important for me to know. Next, quality of service. The quality of service, according to the reviews, they were really good, right? And not even what I do a lot of times when I work with clients that have services is I actually get the service done without telling anybody. I just book an appointment and I go, because I want to experience it. I want to see what's it about. Like if they're close by and it's a service, I go. I just love it. There's nothing like living the experience. So yeah, the quality of service was great. Nothing stood out badly. So it kind of made me wonder, because I'll tell you in a second, what were the strong pay points that, when I sat with them, that they shared with me. But the quality service was great. Added value. So they didn't know what made them special. I found this out through the reviews again and through the actual experience that I had. I'll get to it in a second. Location and atmosphere. There is the location was very central and it was close to a train station, which was great. But there is a huge opportunity in the atmosphere, right? thing is that will cost money, it will cost investment to improve it. But I realized that they were really clean. So the cleanliness when it comes to services like this is super duper duper important, right? You could always invest more later on when you have the ability to do so. But being clean is super important, and this place was super clean. All right. So clients ROI, happy clients. Are they happy? Yes, they were happy. The happy clients were very happy. Um, and actually, what I found out is that they were a little too happy because they were charging less than what their competitors were charging. Imagine that. So this is one of those, one of those businesses that I really liked working with because they were like a rough diamond in a sense that they had great things going on for them, but they didn't know that they had that great thing going on for them. So it was great that I was there to being able to pull it out, show the sun, and then show them that they got this. And then, here moving things here and there, strategic movements, and they could be in a great, great place, in a better place than they are today. Most importantly, or that they were yesterday. All right. So based on the audit, the pain points that I found were the following. First, no branding was ever considered, let alone done or performed, right? They never did marketing, online marketing, or even physical marketing, the stuff that you get in the mail. Because here in the suburbia, you get these like value packs mail for marketing, which I think it works for certain things. I think it works better for restaurants than for services, but that's just me. That's just how, that's just what I think as a mother living in the suburbs. Um so that was no marketing was ever done. And their biggest pain point, which is always the bottom line, right? um they were empty from Monday to Thursday. They were only busy Friday afternoons, Saturdays and Sundays, right? They were empty from Monday to Thursday. So we needed to change that. Which, what these problems bring is a huge opportunity for the future. The more the problems, the better the future, guys. Because you just need to like sit down, think, see where you're at, and trying to start fixing problems that you can, right? As economically as possible. Because when it comes to small businesses, investment is the hardest thing sometimes to get. You have so many things going on that you need to nitpick your investments on a timely manner. You can grow and you could get new everything when you need to, not now, because everything is about prioritizing everything. All right. So um what we did is, based on the audit, based on what we found out on the reviews, based on my experience, my personal experience, um, I found out a few things. Number one, I found out that these two managers, that, like the two managers, partners, um, they had a specialization. They specialized in nail art, guys. Can you imagine? Like they specialized in nail art. They just never promoted it, never talked about it. So people would literally go and get their like one color, one tone done. Like it was never, art was never involved. And they were charging less than normal prices. Imagine. All right. That's what I'm telling you. There's a huge opportunity. Um, Another thing that I found out is that their feet massages were amazing, right? Everybody was talking about them. And if you go, and also what I did was I would visit it like every business week, like one business week, I would just like pop up just to see the clientele. And then on the weekend, I also did the same just to see the clientele, just kind of walk around and see, what's there. And I saw a lot of people just going for the feet massages. Huge opportunity. So, what we did are, based on like what we found out and, the things that we said we could improve were, hey, number one, let's promote our nail art, right? Service. One. Two, let's create different plans around feet massages. Don't just do one just to do them. Like promote them. If you like create services from services, create additional plans, like what I call add-ons, right? Um, Instead of just doing feet massages, maybe you can do a whole body massage. Like there's so many different things, or you could use different products, or you could like. So we decided to dig into those two things. Nail art, feet massages, having different plans for them, right? Maybe a basic one will cost, I don't know, $30. And the more the higher end you chose, the more it will go up. Like it will go up in price accordingly. So we did that, and then we hadn't done, or this business had zero branding. So we had to develop branding for them. So this is what we did. We developed branding for them. In addition to the other two strategies that we decided to do. So that we had three things to do: branding, feet massages planning, and nail art promoting. Um, and so we did those three things. And we worked together in a period of 3 months, to like start building additionally on what we already had, and like kind of brainstorm and see how it's going, and seeing um how's the business is performing, what was the output from the audience, and so forth. um and so and our goal was to basically have something solid from a social media perspective, like have a social media going. One, because that's like free marketing, right? That's free marketing. And number two was filling those weekdays that were empty to improve cash flow. So we work together on seeing, because you establish a strategy, and what you do is on a weekly basis you see if there's any changes, if the bottom line is improving, because at the end of the day that's what businesses are about, right? You want to improve your bottom line. So with these strategies in place, we had to monitor closely every week the changes, the appointments, like if the bottom line was improving. So let me see. I'm just looking at my notes, guys, because I wrote this down. Um, okay, so once we were monitoring, and then as soon as we saw as soon as we saw changes in the bottom line, and as soon as we saw positive impact, then we said, oh, this is working. So now that this is working, it's great news for the business owners, but also great news for me, because that means that they're going to keep working with me, in a sense that now what we have is we're adding new strategies to improve that cash flow, right? Because everything is a test. You need to run a strategy to see if it works, to see what the reaction is of the audience, of your clients. If you're having a good reaction, then you keep on going, you keep adding different strategies. If the reaction is bad, you cut that strategy from the root and you go to the next one, right? So now that everything has worked, thankfully, all the three strategies have worked. Now what we're doing is we're working um, on a new subscription model. So we're gonna see if that works. That's a little bit more like difficult and a little harder, but we shall see. We shall see how it goes. Um, Anyways, that was my case study. I hope I was able to help a little. If you own a nail salon or own multiple nail salons, message me, DM me. And yeah, I would love to work with you. And thank you so much if you've listened this far. I really appreciate your time, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.